What's up? Welcome into your Daily Buckeye Blitz for a late on Monday, December 22nd, 2025. You understand, right? It's freaking Christmas week and things are happening later than normal. But, yeah, I'm already 2 drinks in. So, right here. Oh, do you guys remember I invented this cocktail? If anybody tells you that they invented this cocktail, call them out. Tell them you're full of shit. Joe from the Buckeye Cast invented it. It is called the Smoked Orchard. It is, I go with like 2 ounces of vodka. You can do bourbon just as well. And then a few ounces of apple cider. I always get the pumpkin spice flavored, something with some nutmeg and some other shit in it. And then you do a few drops, like maybe 5 or 6, of smoked cinnamon bitters in there. Shake it up, stir it all around. Drink it. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's good shit. So, check it out. I would recommend it. And they're going to start running out of cider soon at the stores, so take advantage while you can. Let's see. What are we talking about? Oh, today we're talking about our next opponent, Miami. We're going to talk about this A&M game that we just saw on Saturday. Pathetic. Hey, by the way, if you enjoy seeing me on video again, please give me a like, maybe subscribe to the channel. I'm trying to pump the numbers back up. We're at 3,100 subscribers, and nobody subscribes to freaking YouTube channels, so I feel good about the 3,100. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Let's go for 3,200 by, let's say, end of the playoffs. So another few weeks, a month. But anyway, we're going to talk about this Miami team. I'm less than impressed. I assume you guys all feel the same. And we'll talk about how they fared against A&M here. This week is going to be kind of a hodgepodge, mixed up, kind of disorganized week since we don't really have a game to get ready for this weekend. So tomorrow we're going to talk about some of the highlights from press conferences that happened today and some important tidbits that came out of those. Oh, tonight, at 8 p.m. Eastern, about 2 hours from now, me, Jeff, and Sean will be live. We're going to talk about the continuing, ongoing saga, the adult movie, as I like to call it, in Ann Arbor. So we're going to talk about that, and we'll talk about these first-round playoff games, give our 2 cents, what stood out. We'll do our good, bad, and uglies on everything. So check us out. YouTube, also on Rumble. Don't forget, we are on Rumble now. We got a nice little audience last time we went live. So we will be back tonight, and then next Monday will be our preview, our matchup preview for the Miami game, which is Wednesday, a week from this Wednesday. So anyway, let's get into it here. This is Monday, right? It doesn't feel like a Monday. It feels like a Friday. Every day feels like Friday here. Anyway, especially when you're drinking. Hey, let's get into it. Yeah, Miami beat Texas A&M 10-3. Awesome. Sweet game, bro. Nice story, Boomer. Anyway, this is all about Miami, and we get ready for them in the Cotton Bowl. Honestly, these 2 teams, A&M and Miami, are like the exact opposite, like the exact same. They're the Spider-Man memes, just pointing at each other, pointing at each other's little Johnsons. So, yeah, this wasn't a fluke. This wasn't, I don't know. I guess you could say Miami won the game when it mattered most. They did miss, 3 or 4 field goals in this game, so that's pathetic. Not a big concern, the Miami special teams, apparently. But it wasn't pretty, that's for sure. Miami went into that cult stadium, Kyle Field, and there was no rhythm, no flow, and clearly no kicking game. Just blocking and tackling. Quarterbacks were under pressure. So, yeah, Miami did win the game in the trenches, though. I think that should be acknowledged. That's one concern of mine when I look at this Miami team, at least from this A&M game. So let's start there. Texas A&M came in leading the nation in sacks, allowing 1 sack per game all season, and then they were built to dominate the line of scrimmage. So Miami completely flipped that on its head on both sides of the ball. The Miami defense had 7 sacks, 9 TFLs, 3 turnovers forced. They held A&M to 4.3 yards per play. The first time A&M failed to score a touchdown all season. That's saying something. These maniacs up front for Miami, Ruben Bain, Akeem Mesidor, these guys wrecked the game entirely, and that's what they've done all year. Bain, 3 sacks, 4 TFLs, even blocked a freaking field goal. How's that? Mesidor, 11 pressures. Wow. 1.5 sacks. He had the top pass rush grade on the team. And it wasn't a scheme issue. It wasn't a schemed-up pressure, This was winning your one-on-ones against the guy across the ball from you. So this should immediately jump out to the coaches for the Buckeyes and the fans. You need to be aware of these guys. Who else? Oh, Bryce Fitzgerald changed the game without even making a tackle. The corner. What do you have here? 2 interceptions, both on huge plays. One was the last drive of the game. The second one sealed it in the end zone, but his PFF grade gave him an 85.9 overall, 88.6 coverage grade. That's elite. He was only targeted twice. He intercepted both of them. That's concerning. So you got to be aware of this guy in the secondary. That's playoff level efficiency. The Miami secondary doesn't gamble though. They're not jumping routes. They wait and then they make plays. Who else? Oh, Malachi Toney, number 10, gave the Buckeyes a whiff in recruiting, but he bounced back, had a big fumble earlier in the game. Late in the fourth, he fumbled, fighting for extra yards. A&M got the ball near midfield, and momentum right there could have gone either direction, right? What happens next? The Miami defense forces a punt. Fletcher breaks off a 56-yarder, another guy that we'll talk about. And then third down, A&M was selling out for the run, and Miami gives a little pop pass to Toney. 11 yards, touchdown. That's your ball game, and only touchdown of the game. Pathetic. So that it does tell you that Miami and Mario, Super Mario, are willing to put their trust in the young players' hands. So something to think about. Mark Fletcher, he's the engine that Ohio State has to stop. It was a career game for him. 17 carries, 172 yards. Had the 56-yarder I mentioned that set up the touchdown. Then he averaged nearly 7 yards after contact. That's insane. 7 yards. Usually 4 is good, but he's at 7. Miami ran for 90 yards on 7 carries in the fourth quarter, so eventually they kept pounding the rock, and it broke through, and the big O linemen were leaning on the A&M defense. So it's not finesse, which is surprising with Miami, but it just kept wearing down, and they're built kind of in that Mario Cristobal, a former O lineman, in his image, right? So the Buckeye fans should take note. Miami will try to shorten the game, control the tempo, and force you to win late. So that's kind of our MO too. We'll take you into deep waters, and we're going to control the game. Oh, that's so good. It feels so good when it hits your lips. Oh. Anyway, this was an ugly game. That's why it matters. Had the first scoreless half of football in CFP history. The combined 13 points is the lowest CFP total ever. Both kickers were train wrecks. Miami missed 3 field goals and still won. We don't do that. We would lose that game probably. It's all about survival, though. Miami survived and advanced. They forced turnovers, dominated in the trenches again, made one big play when it mattered, So that's how underdogs win playoff games. You got to remember that. They were like a 3-point underdog going on the road. So final takeaway for the Buckeyes. The Buckeyes are favored. The Buckeyes are deeper. And the Buckeyes have the better quarterback. Now, Miami, they're physical, relentless up front, comfortable in ugly games, clearly, and they're dangerous if the game stays tight into the fourth quarter. So, they're not a fancy finesse, whip it around kind of opponent. This is a line of scrimmage battle. So now the question becomes, can Miami do this again against Ohio State? So we'll find out. I'm not sure. They definitely don't have the depth we do. We're pretty much recovered from injuries. We do have the Tegra issue. I think he was benched. He wasn't injured, but maybe he just found it a good time to have a procedure done, or somebody told him to. But yeah, so yeah, it's going to be a different Canes team than the early 2000s when we beat him. But yeah, that's all I got for you today. Don't forget tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, me, Jeff Sean, on Twitter, Rumble, and YouTube Live. So check us out. Hey, give me a like, give me a subscription, subscribe me. And hey, if you want to leave a 5-star review, that'd be awesome too. Leave a comment. I always reply to every single comment on YouTube. And you can hit thebuckeyecast.com, finish your shopping, and email me anytime. joe@thebuckeyecast.com is my email address. All right. We will talk to you later. Go Bucks.